Everybody was kung fu fighting. They was fast as lightning. I need to get that soundboard, huh? But it was kung fu fighting. Mm. Mm. What? My bad, I zoned out for a bit. I think there's something wrong with me. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden. I haven't played a Ninja Gaiden in forever. Tekken.
So, let me get this straight.
Let me see here.
You don't have a clue where I can find Ryu Hayabusa?
No one knows where a ninja goes. If he isn't at the Hayabusa village, he could be halfway around the world. Sonia, was it? Do you have business with Ryu?
I do.
And what might that be?
All I'll say is that it concerns the Archfiend.
Oh, the Archfiend.
It's not even. That's crazy. Gosh, damn.
We have
Take their toys. I don't know what to tell you, baby. You want me to call her?
Oh, why, if it isn't you.
They were minions of the Black Spider clan.
Indeed they were. We haven't heard from them in a while.
Who was the woman?
You don't know her? Neither do I. You couldn't save her? She was looking for you. She
wants to come
said
back
it was
already.
about the Archfiend.
The Archfiend.
No, but I'll drop her off. So it'll be... Huh? Oh my gosh, I've been muted this whole time. I can't hear you guys either because I turned you guys down. Where's chat? So I was telling you guys about the group. Like, I don't know about the group because I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on gaming, streaming. I turned you guys down. I could turn you guys up for a bit, but I like to concentrate on the game. Give me a second. Turn up, Ritz. What's up? Yeah. That's why I was like saying I could do like a streamer's fucking area, but I like to concentrate on my own shit. I usually just zone out and do my own thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the whole group thing, and they're like, "Be cat." I don't know, because they wanted to help make me like part of the groups and shit before, and I was like, dude, I don't have time to work on your group. You guys can do all that. I don't have time. I got to do all the shit that I got to do. I got to raise my daughter. I got to fucking figure out my weight, like making money. I don't know, man. I got too much shit going on. Yeah. Yeah. I could show people how to do that shit and walk them through it. Like, I know how to do it all. Oh, yeah. Ugh. I mean, I literally made tutorials on how to do shit for Final Kill when I ran Final Kill. That was me and Lucario's group. I only made like 2 or 3 tutorials though because people didn't understand how to do shit. Yeah. I remember what year it was, and then oh, wall run. God damn it, wall run, motherfucker. Aha. That's fucking cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess I didn't buy an Xbox app for no fucking reason. So fucking cool. Gee. Sick. Fucking pissing me off. Fuck off me. Yeah. All right. Yep, that's what I thought. Sick. Yeah, we're not going there first. We're going upstairs. Yep. What I thought. Ah, that was sick. Playing Soup Kitchen. We're playing Soup Kitchen simulator. God damn it. Fucking. God. Fucking damn it. Fuck. The fuck?
You shall not pass.
What the fuck? Fuck you, prick. Dead. Wow. Played even shittier this time. The fuck? The fuck is this shit? How am I fucking up now? Alright, I'm figuring out how to beat him. First boss. Got him.
You're coming with us. Stop struggling. Take us up.
Damn, look at the tits on that girl.
You can have her, Ryu Hayabusa. She's just a tool of the CIA. You bought us the time we needed. Ryu, I finally found you.
So, what does the CIA want with me?
We have a serious problem. The Fiends are trying to resurrect the Archfiend. We can't let that happen.
I see the agency's broadened its horizons.
Ryu, they're heading for the Hayabusa village. They're after the demon statue. Your clan is in danger.
Genshin. Why am I not surprised?
How the vaunted Dragon Ninja bloodline has withered, Joe Hayabusa.
Your embrace of the evil way has consumed you.
Evil. The ninja way knows neither good nor evil.
Corruption of the soul is a fate that befalls the weak.
Enough talk. The ties that bind our clans are severed tonight. Bloodstains on my blade.
Fool.
Ninja Gaiden. The hell? That was sick. Checking it twice. Okay. Huh? What? What? I don't know. I don't speculate on those terms. What's no, not okay. I left the wine in the other room. Oh, those are cool. Those are fucking good. It was like a fucking execution. Crazy that some of these doors don't open. Try this other fucking way. Oh, okay. Dude. God damn, come on. Good. Fucking cut his head off. Oh yeah. Alright. This shit's fun, but I'm done.
Please welcome Vice President J.D. Vance.
All right. Did he give the speech? I haven't heard it.
Well, thank you.
I heard it.
And thanks to all the gathered delegates and luminaries and media professionals, and thanks especially to the host of the Munich Security Conference for being able to put on such an incredible event. We're, of course, thrilled to be here. We're happy to be here. And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is, of course, our shared values. And, you know, it's great to be back in Germany. As you heard earlier, I was here last year as United States Senator. I saw Foreign Secretary David Lammy, and joked that both of us last year had different jobs than we have now. But now it's time for all of our countries, for all of us who have been fortunate enough to be given political power by our respective peoples, to use it wisely to improve their lives. And I want to say that, you know, I was fortunate in my time here to spend some time outside the walls of this conference over the last 24 hours. And I've been so impressed by the hospitality of the people, even as, of course, as they're reeling from yesterday's horrendous attack. And the first time
they had a crazy guy drove a truck into, I think it was like 18 people, 30-something people. I'm not really sure exactly. And he was a migrant who had been told to leave, but they didn't get rid of him. And then he killed a kid. I don't know if other people died in the process. 28. Yeah, the numbers were uncertain yesterday.
I was ever in Munich was with my wife, actually, who's here with me today, on a personal trip. And I've always loved the city of Munich, and I've always loved its people. And I just want to say that we're very moved, and our thoughts and prayers are with Munich and everybody affected by the evil inflicted on this beautiful community. We're thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we will certainly be rooting for you in the days and weeks to come. Now, I hope that's not the last bit of applause that I get, but we gather at this conference, of course, to discuss security, and normally we mean threats to our external security. I see many great military leaders gathered here today. But while the Trump administration is very concerned with European security and believes that we can come to a reasonable settlement between Russia and Ukraine, and we also believe that it's important in the coming years for Europe to step up in a big way to provide for its own defense, the threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Bro, he went there just to talk shit about him. I think he's right, by the way. Completely agree with him.
Now, I was struck that a former European commissioner went on television recently and sounded delighted that the Romanian government had just annulled an entire election.
Wow.
He warned that if things don't go to plan, the very same thing could happen in Germany, too. Now, these cavalier statements are shocking to American ears. For years, we've been told that everything we fund
they annulled an election? That seems a little bit,
support is in the name of our shared democratic values. Everything from our Ukraine policy to digital censorship is billed as a defense of democracy. But when we see European courts canceling elections and senior officials threatening to
canceling elections does not seem democratic. I'll say it. It doesn't.
Cancel others, we ought to ask whether we're holding ourselves to an appropriately high standard. And I say ourselves because I fundamentally believe that we are on the same team. We must do more than talk about democratic values. We must live them. Now, within living memory of many of you in this room, the Cold War positioned defenders of democracy against much more tyrannical forces on this continent. And consider the side in that fight that censored dissidents, that closed churches, that canceled elections. Were they the good guys? Certainly not. And thank God.
Nope. Yeah.
They lost the Cold War. They lost because they neither valued nor respected all of the extraordinary blessings of liberty. The freedom.
I think that they lost because they had to censor things. If you have to censor stuff, you've already lost the ideological battle. You've already lost. The fact that you're censoring it is your acknowledgement that you've lost. Like, you know it. Like, if there's, yeah, that's it.
To surprise, to make mistakes, to invent, to build. As it turns out, you can't mandate innovation or creativity, just as you can't force people what to think, what to feel, or what to believe. And we believe those things are certainly connected. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest.
Bro, this is like the first 5 minutes of V for Vendetta. How the fuck does this happen? How are people putting up with that over there? That's insane. Can you invade us, please? I don't know. No, that's too much money. You have no choice? Why are people voting for this shit?
The moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content.
So the government decides what's hateful or not, and whenever they make that decision, they decide to censor you arbitrarily. And people in Europe are okay with this? Man. Y'all need to throw some tea into the water or some shit. Like, you can't let this happen. Yeah, bro, you're going to let these clowns boss you around. No, we're not? Well, then organize and get rid of them. Yeah, the people have no say. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think so. People do have say.
Where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet.
Bro, this guy just brought up Gamergate. I love it. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, no guns. I don't even think that it's guns. Like, I mean, Trump didn't win in 2024 because of guns. Like, nobody had to shoot anybody. If anything, I mean, I feel like we're down one, right? Because, like, they shot a Trump supporter in January 6th. So, I mean, you know, I feel like the deep state is +1. But the fact is that, like, yeah, I think I mean, y'all have elections, though, right? Like, in Europe, you have elections. No? They're rigged? Man, I don't know what to believe. I really don't.
A day of action. I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder.
Wow.
There's no way that's true, right? There's no way, right? Oh my God. I'm going to tell you what the outcome of this is going to be. Eventually, one of these countries is going to get so fed up, they're going to elect somebody like Adolf Hitler again. And then when they do, we're going to have another fucking world problem. There's going to be a world-level crisis because it's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. I feel like it's inevitable, right? I mean, am I fucking crazy?
No. Makes sense.
And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief.
I am so glad to be an American. Like, this is insane. Oh my God. That's so dumb. Yeah. What he said is true. Sweden is currently cooked. This is awful.
And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom.
Oh, no.
Where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes.
Dude, like, I feel like people would be spamming if these things weren't true, right? Like, I would have probably seen it if it wasn't true. Because, like, I'm the kind of person, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. These are extraordinary claims.
Yeah.
This is outrageous. You have no idea how bad it really is? Oh my God. People just ignore the evidence? Why?
Yeah. That's what they do, man.
We can't do anything? So is Europe just kind of like cooked?
Yeah, Europe's cooked. For sure.
Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion.
That's incredible. Fucked, dude. That's incredibly messed up.
What a shithole! Oh my God! You know, I used to criticize like places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai.
You used to, huh?
But I mean, I don't really see. It's not
Why?
a huge
Why did you
difference
used
here,
to?
I feel like. What the fuck?
Facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single
Something
person.
unfair. Our current government in the UK has literally ignored grooming games out of fear of being called racist. It's absolutely disgraceful. There's no way it's that bad, right? Like, because the thing is, like, that's why I haven't gone hard on this, is because it's just so ridiculous.
You've begun
I can't even
getting hard
acknowledge
on
that
this.
it's real.
Yeah.
Easy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe
How are we
access
doing here?
zones, warning them that even private prayer within...
Give me a second. All right. How does that sound? Sounds pretty dope. How about clarity with low pitch? Huh. I don't know. Shouldn't I have high pitch? Because my voice is kind of different. Yeah, I got a deep voice, I guess. Didn't seem like any of those are changing it very much, though. Let's try, let's go back to this. Oh, and I was going to look up something on the side real quick. Broadcast. I think I like the broadcast. What about broadcast high pitch? This is high pitched broadcast. I don't think it's taking effect when I'm switching it. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Can you still hear it? Can I still hear it? When it's on low, I can't hear it at all. Okay. Sounds good.
In their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally,
Wow.
the government urged readers to report any fellow citizen suspected guilty of thought crime. And
just so you guys know, George Orwell was in, I think, Spain or something like that in 1936. He didn't go over to America and then write 1984. He was in Europe and he wrote it. No, he wrote 1984 in 1948 or 49. The book came out, and it was written, and part of it was informed in his experiences when he was in Spain in 1936. Somewhere around there. I could be off by a couple of years.
Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat. And in the interest of comedy, my friends, but also in the interest of truth.
I wouldn't even say it's retreat, it's repression. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I wonder what a person is like that's defending this stuff. It's crazy. It's hard to believe because you've been enjoying your life, not troubling yourself with this bullcrap. This stuff has been going on for a long time. Cancel culture in the EU is way worse than in the US. How would they actually enforce that? Well, who cares whether you can enforce it or not? If the law is on the books and the law is bullshit, then you've got a problem, don't you?
I will admit that sometimes the loudest voices for censorship have come not from within Europe, but from within my own country, where the prior administration threatened and bullied social media companies to censor so-called misinformation. Misinformation like, for example, the idea that coronavirus had likely leaked from a laboratory in China. Our own government encouraged private companies to silence people who dared to utter what turned out to be an obvious truth. So I come here today not just with an observation.
I always find it very problematic when, like, we can always question, like, 9/11, the Gulf of Tonkin, Pearl Harbor, all of these other events, the JFK assassination, but you can't ask any questions about COVID back then. That's very interesting.
but with an offer.
The moon landing,
Just as the Biden administration seemed desperate to silence people for speaking their minds, so the Trump administration will do precisely the opposite, and I hope that we can work together on that. In Washington, there is a new sheriff in town, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we may disagree with your views, but we will fight to defend your right to offer it in the public square, agree or disagree.
Not so many claps that time. Oh. He didn't like that at all. Yeah, and then 3 people clapped.
Now, we're at the point, of course, that the situation has gotten so bad that this December, Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election.
Straight up
based
canceled.
on the flimsy suspicions of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with.
I love this fucking guy, man. I really do. This is amazing. Holy shit. Yes, it's so fucking true. Absolutely. He's up there roasting him. And I love how he'll pause for applause. Oh, God. This is insane. Yeah.
Now, the good news is that I happen to think your democracies are substantially less brittle than many people apparently fear. And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger still. Which, of course, brings us back to Munich, where the organizers of this very conference have banned lawmakers representing populist parties on both the left and the right from participating in these conversations.
What?
Now,
wait, what?
And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger still. Which, of course, brings us back to Munich, where the organizers of this very conference have banned lawmakers representing populist parties on both the left and the right from participating in these conversations. Now,
what? So some parties are just not allowed? Oh my God. This is insane. So he's even calling out the event organizers at the... Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They're trying to ban AFD. In Germany, it's the AFD. Because anything not left is Nazi. Holy shit.
Now again, we don't have to agree with everything or anything that people say. But when people represent, when political leaders represent an important constituency, it is incumbent upon us to at least participate in dialogue with them.
I think he's completely right. How do you think that, like, how do you think that it's a good idea to just simply go and kick anybody out who disagrees with you?
Nope.
I don't understand that at all. They're shitty indeed. AFD is pretty dumb, though. Well, if they're so dumb, then have them go up there and talk, and then you'll prove them that they're stupid. If somebody's so fucking stupid, then just go ahead and let them talk. That's it.
Now, to many of us on the other side of the Atlantic, it looks more and more like old entrenched interests hiding behind ugly Soviet-era words like misinformation and disinformation, who simply don't like the idea that somebody with an alternative viewpoint might express a different opinion or, God forbid, vote a different way or, even worse, win an election.
Yep.
Now, this is a security conference, and I'm sure you all came here prepared to talk about how exactly you intend to increase defense spending over the next few years in line with some new target.
Nope.
And that's great, because as President Trump has made abundantly clear, he believes that our European friends must play a bigger role in the future of this continent.
Yeah, of course.
We don't think, you hear this term, burden sharing, but we think it's an important part of being in a shared alliance together that the Europeans step up while America focuses on areas of the world that are in great danger.
Sure.
But let me also ask you, how will you even begin to think through the kinds of budgeting questions if we don't know what it is that we are defending in the first place? I've heard a lot already in my conversations, and I've had many, many great conversations with many people gathered here in this room. I've heard a lot about what you need to defend yourselves from, and of course that's important. But what has seemed a little bit less clear to me, and certainly I think to many of the citizens of Europe, is what exactly it is that you're defending yourselves for. What is the positive vision that animates this shared security compact that we all believe is so important? And I believe deeply that there is no security if you are afraid of the voices, the opinions, and the conscience that guide your very own people.
Man. This is the best VP ever. Bro, like, it's actually crazy. Like, this was the biggest comeback I've probably ever seen. A smart politician, holy fuck. Yeah, this guy is good, man. He's dissing the entire EU government from the stage. Yeah, and they have to sit in the audience. This man is the next president. I mean, I'll tell you, I would vote for him for sure. Like, I like him a lot. I think he's great.
Europe faces many challenges, but the crisis this continent faces right now, the crisis I believe we all face together, is one of our own making. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you. Nor, for that matter, is there anything that you can do for the American people who elected me and elected President Trump. You need democratic mandates to accomplish anything of value in the coming years. Have we learned nothing that thin mandates produce unstable results? But there is so much of value that can be accomplished with the kind of democratic mandate that I think will come from being more responsive to the voices of your citizens.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that people are being suppressed. And he's spanking the U.S. looking at it from our perspective. America will stand alone in 4 years. Really? Because, like, I bet there's a lot of people in Europe that listen to this and they agree. And I feel like the more, you know, truck drivers that go in the crowds that happen, like, I feel like the only reason why people in Europe wouldn't agree in this is because Europe has tried to carefully construct a media apparatus that actively deceives people of what's really happening. I feel like that's the only case and the only explanation for why something like this would happen. Bullshit? Well, it's not though, right? Because, like, they don't report a lot of these things. They report them in misleading ways. They don't report on whether somebody is a migrant or not. Somebody who's trying to push a narrative like that and talk about it gets arrested. I mean, I don't know. I've seen all of Europe. Well, no, that's a great point. That's a great point. All of the places in Europe don't do all of these things. But there's enough of them to where there's a problem. The immigrants are American haters and they're going to take over the whole Europe within a few years? I don't know. It just, I mean, like, from my perspective, it seems like Europe, like, this is me, like, as an American, what the fuck do I know, right? And, you know, I'm sure it's Europeans that are like, oh, America is like this or that, and I'm like, that's stupid. So if you're a European, you think that, that's fine. I feel like Europe is, like, massively fucking censored. And I think the government is, like, totally pushing this. And I don't even understand like what their end game is behind it.
If you're going to enjoy competitive economies, if you're going...
in my opinion, I feel like if you can't have free expression and the free, like, the free marketplace of ideas, you can't have anything. You can't build off of anything. You can't plan anything. You can't base anything off of reality at all. So, like, if you don't have that, you don't have anything. And I can't see another way around that. Especially whenever they use, like, terms that are so loose and they just apply it to people that they disagree with. You're incredibly uninformed. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he gave a lot of examples, and I don't think that you would agree with those examples, right? I mean, unless maybe they didn't happen. Maybe he's all lying. There are 30 governments. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Obviously, like, every government isn't the same. I'm saying the ones that are doing it are bad. Yeah, of course. I mean, logically, of course, that's what I would be saying.
To enjoy affordable energy and secure supply chains, then you need mandates to govern, because you have to make difficult choices to enjoy all of these things. And of course, we know that very well in America. You cannot win a democratic mandate by censoring your opponents or putting them in jail.
Yeah,
whether that's the leader of the opposition, a humble Christian praying in her own home, or a journalist trying to report the news.
Yeah.
Nor can you win one by disregarding your basic electorate on questions like who gets to be a part of our shared society. And of all the pressing challenges that the nations represented here face, I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration. Today.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He went there, yep. Oh, geez.
Today, almost 1 in 5 people living in this country moved here from abroad. That is, of course, an all-time high. It's a similar number, by the way, in the United States, also an all-time high. The number of immigrants who entered the EU from non-EU countries doubled between 2021 and 2022 alone.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
And of course, it's gotten much higher since. And we know the situation, it didn't materialize in a vacuum. It's the result of a series of conscious decisions made by politicians all over the continent and others across the world over the span of a decade.
Is it just Ukraine? Oh, if it's just Ukraine, then that would make sense. Yeah.
We saw the horrors wrought by these decisions yesterday in this very city. And of course, I can't bring it up again without thinking about the terrible victims who had a beautiful winter day in Munich ruined. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and will remain with them. But why did this happen in the first place? It's a terrible story, but it's one we've heard way too many times in Europe and unfortunately too many times in the United States as well. An asylum seeker, often a young man in his mid-20s, already known to police, rams a car into a crowd and shatters a community.
Well, they told him to leave too, right? Like he had deportation orders, or his asylum had been denied. And they just said, all right, well, there it is. Well, figure it out. His asylum had been, his asylum had been denied, but he had been allowed to stay?
Why would he do that then?
How many times must we suffer these appalling setbacks before we change course and take our shared civilization in a new direction? No voter on this continent went to the ballot box to open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants. But you know what they did vote for? In England, they voted for Brexit, and agree or disagree, they voted for it. And more all over Europe, they're voting for political leaders who promise to put an end to out-of-control migration. Now, I happen to agree with a lot of these concerns, but you don't have to agree with me. I just think that people care about their homes, They care about their dreams, they care about their safety and their capacity to provide for themselves and their children. And they're smart. I think this is one of the most important things I've learned in my brief time in politics. Contrary to what you might hear a couple mountains over in Davos, the citizens of all of our nations don't generally think of themselves as educated animals or as interchangeable cogs of a global economy.
No fucking way. Bro. He watched Sam's video. That's the exact vocabulary Sam Hyde used. Oh my god. Yeah, he did? Yeah. Jesus.
And it's hardly surprising that they don't want to be shuffled about or relentlessly ignored by their leaders. And it is the business of democracy to adjudicate these big questions at the ballot box. I believe that dismissing people, dismissing their concerns, or worse yet, shutting down media, shutting down elections, or shutting people out of the political process protects nothing. In fact, it is the most surefire way to destroy democracy. And speaking up and expressing opinions isn't election interference. Even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me, I say this with all humor, if American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk. But what German democracy, what no democracy, American, German, or European, will survive is telling millions of voters that their thoughts and concerns, their aspirations, their pleas for relief are invalid or unworthy of even...
It's not even invalid. It's illegal. You can't even have these opinions. You can't express them.
...being considered. Democracy rests on the sacred principle that the voice of the people matters.
Oh, boy.
There's no room for firewalls. You either uphold the principle or you don't. Europeans, the people, have a voice. European leaders have a choice. And my strong belief is that we do not need to be afraid of the future. You can embrace what your people tell you, even when it's surprising, even when you don't agree. And if you do so, you can face the future with certainty and with confidence, knowing that the nation stands behind each of you. And that, to me, is the great magic of democracy. It's not in these stone buildings or beautiful hotels. It's not even in the great institutions that we have built together as a shared society. To believe in democracy is to understand that each of our citizens has wisdom and has a voice. And if we refuse to listen to that voice, even our most successful fights will secure very little. As Pope John Paul II,
yeah, I think that's true. I mean, like, and if people can't even vote, they don't even let certain parties into the elections or into these like conventions or conferences. Like, that's nuts, man. Jesus.
In my view, one of the most extraordinary champions of democracy on this continent or any other once said, "Do not be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid of our people, even when they express views that disagree with their leadership." Thank you all. Good luck to all of you. God bless you.
Man. Holy shit. That is wild. Well, well-spoken bunch of bullshit? I don't think it's bullshit. I mean, what part of it is bullshit? I feel like it's pretty fucking accurate, I would say.
Me too. Sounds pretty damn good. Very, very crazy and surprising. Yeah, I'm gonna get some.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Balanced Perception YouTube channel. And today, as you can see, we're here with my good friend Glamrock from. Oddly enough, it showed up a little bit like it more because a bit smoother to the touchdown as they were kind of. And I was like, more back there in the back. all over this thing. Bondo, and crack this sucker open. They didn't give an exact measurement or ratio that we should be using, so I'm going to be figuring that out here. So let's just go ahead, open this up. You can use, of course, the top part to poke a hole in this and, yep, get it open. I do have some gloves over here I will be using in a minute, but we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of Bondo down here. I don't know how much that is, didn't measure it out or anything, just squirted some in there. And then we're going to be using our acetone to thin it out. And hopefully that will allow us to, here, just to mix this up. And over here I will be, so let's just go ahead using. So I'm going
Glazing
to be
and
the ratio
putty
that we should be using. So I'm going to be figuring.
Yeah, I need to go buy
like,
some glazing.
Yeah, maybe
and
more along the lines of like syrup, I guess, syrupy. Again, I don't know exactly, but it was basically nothing. Lose it for about 2 hours or so. They sound completely different. So the layer lines are still present on this one. They are gone from this one. So hopefully that's a nice little comparison for you guys in between the difference in smoothness that you can get using, but you know, bondoed parts. And I want to show you them / acetone combination when I was top to sanders, not even a few hours, maybe a few minutes, because again, it already dries fast. And then with the acetone, I mean, as you can see, I can touch everything, and I just finished this. So I probably could sand it now, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and sand this, and I'm going to show you what it looks like after we sand it. And after that, it will be ready for its primer coat and then for the actual paint. So let's hop to sanding, be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, we are back. It is day 2. We have let our, Bondo basically dry overnight. Well, actually, what I did was I let it dry for about 2 hours or so, and then I went ahead and sanded it. I did a combination of hand sanding and orbital sanding with the orbital sander. And it came out very nice. It is very, very smooth. I really don't have many complaints about this process other than the fact that it was very, very messy. I spilled a lot of Bondo / acetone combination when I was mixing it up.
Yeah.
That of course is just due to my own fault, but I didn't really like that part as compared to using resin to smooth out prints. So what I have here are the finished parts, well not finished, but bondoed parts, and I want to show you them in comparison to the other Freddy helm I have here, which is just literally fresh off the printer. The only difference between these two are the size. This one's a little bit smaller than this one. So this one, again, fresh off the printer. This guy right here has been smoothed down with Bondo. So let's take a closer look at him. All right, guys, so here, again, bondoed helmet, fresh off the printer helmet. I'm gonna put the microphone close so hopefully you guys can hear this. That right there is me running my fingers across the print that is fresh off.
Yes, I get it. I understand.
All the different layer lines being scraped when I use my fingers. Now, hopefully that's a nice habit right here. Yes, I do.
It looks good.
This tube right here is 4.5 ounces. I think it was about $5 on Amazon. And that was enough to cover the entire headpiece. I still have, of course, the hat to go, the ears, and the eyebrows, and the eye sockets. But there's probably enough left in here to do that. So about $5 for that. And then, of course, the orbital sander. I bought that so long ago, I can't remember that. But that's pretty much all you need to get this going. And it produces pretty good results from what I can tell so far. In comparison to resin, a bottle of resin, maybe about 18 to 20 bucks, and then you're gonna have to buy the UV curing light, and you're gonna have to probably buy some alcohol to wash it off. So it is a bit more expensive to go the resin on. Oh, and I forgot about the baby powder to thicken up the resin. So this is probably a cheaper option. The fumes are nowhere near as bad. Acetone doesn't smell as bad, to me at least, as resin does. So if this comes out fully the way I like, this is probably gonna be the new method, as it does seem to be a little bit cheaper. So Hopefully that answered a few questions for you guys about the difference between using acetone and Bondo and using resin baby powder to basically smooth out your prints. If this video did in fact help you, I would love it if you could definitely leave a comment in the comment sections below and a like on the video. As always, it does help out the channel.
No problem.
Well, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Again, this is part 1. We're going to be doing a part 2 where we completely finish off this helmet. I'm probably going to get to work on that right after the end of this video. So let me hop to it. Thank you guys again. And until next time, stay balanced. See you all. Bye-bye.
Plastic, oh, thanks.
Ow! Jump.
I was gonna give that guy a like. Or give him a like, but I didn't finish my comment.
What's going on?
Whatever. Now I don't want to type it. God damn auto. Dude, you got to correct that, YouTube. If somebody wants to type in a comment, you need to stop the autoplay. Oh, really?
People making money honestly and Democrat politicians, welcome to a brand new video. Today, things are going to be a little bit spicy because the meltdowns...
I want to eat out of that bowl now. Yeah, that Bondo shit got everywhere. The only problem is sanding it is fucking messy. I should sand it and I should wet sand it. After I get most of the shit broken down, I should go and wet sand it. Well, I guess an orbital sander real quick. And then it just depends on what you're fucking sanding though.
are at an all-time high thanks to Doge. Elon Musk, also known as Harry Balls, and his 4 little wizards have joined the forces with Donald J. Trump, and everyone's shaking. They're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Trump and his hairy balls, they're so big. What an unbelievable combo, I can't believe it. It's crazy. And honestly, this is a huge dub for people like me. Now, I specifically have a bias. I like chaos, and I don't like politicians. So when politicians get thrown into chaos, it's a glorious day. So, Mr. Musk over here and his son somehow entered Donald Trump's Oval Office, which is obviously getting people to call for his arrest. Wait. Oh, dude, I don't make this shit up. I live for the meltdowns. I love meltdowns. They feed me. They're tasty. They're yummy and delicious. So, anyway, they actually talk about what Doge is going to be doing moving forward, which is really exciting. Really, really exciting. Okay, that part wasn't so exciting, but this part is exciting. Why hasn't there been a warrant issued for Elon Musk's arrest? He's a civilian trespassing on public property with no legal basis for being there. Dog, this is what they call retarded. You see, he does actually have legal basis for being there because the President of the United States of America told him to be there. So yes, they are actually trying to call for his arrest for this, which is very funny for me personally, who I am personally enjoying this a lot. This is very good. Oh, that's the wrong thing. But I personally am enjoying this a lot. So anyway, apparently over the course of this speech, I didn't watch it yet, but they expose and talk about what Doge is going to be doing. A bunch of politicians that are going to end up in prison. And honestly, this is just going to be a glorious time. A glorious time. Just Trump and Musk talking to the people. This is the new Rick and Morty. It's just Trump and Musk. Holy shit.
X, are you okay?
Bro's name is X. Bro's name is X. Dog, that's adorable. Oh, he named Twitter after his son.
This is X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
And he's got this, check out this cool chain he's got.
So thank you very much.
Dude has a chain. No! No!
We had a busy day today. The king just left, and we've
had the King of Jordan, who, by the way, everyone called Trump a warmonger. Oh my God, it's Trump. He's a warmonger. Trump walks out, slaps his cock on the table, tells the world his plan for Gaza, and the King of Jordan is like, yes, we'll take 2,000 Gaza, Palestinian children, civilians from Gaza. Oh, you mean the people that refused to take even a single Palestinian from Gaza over the last year and a half agreed to take people now that Trumpinor is in office? Peace through strength, baby. Let's go. I'm just saying that's it. There's nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. It is more effective to be a human being with a personality than a slop puppet.
We had a great discussion, terrific discussion concerning Gaza and everything else. We had discussions also about Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Oh, God, he's still going with that. He's still going with that. That's a reference to, he said, if all the hostages aren't returned to Israel by Saturday at 12 o'clock, there will be hell to pay. Which is kind of fucking terrifying. And listen, chaos, baby. Subscribe for chaos. We are here for all the chaos. You see, I view all this as entertainment. I know there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in the world, and it's obviously very sad, but we could either laugh about it or we could cry about it. So subscribe to be informed, and honestly, put a smile on your face, okay?
It's going to be a big moment. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much happening with these people, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to be signing a very important deal today. It's Doge, and I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking. Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And
dude, we are so here, bro. We're so here. Oh my God, exposing corrupt politicians is like my favorite thing ever. Okay, yeah. Listen, you know what? I'm even gonna make you a tier list. I'm gonna make a tier list right now for the people. We're gonna make a tier list. Okay, don't pay attention to this. This is not important. Don't look at that. That's irrelevant. Don't look at that. But we're making a tier list. All right. So this is the tier list of things. All right, this is the tier list of things. All right, so over here we have the tiers. S tier is obviously the best, then A, B, C. All right, so and yeah, all right. So that's the tier list, and you know what? We'll even do an F tier. We'll even do an F tier. All right, so this is the tier list of things. I really put that in a way that literally no one could read it, huh? All right, the tier list of things. S, A, B, C, F. Okay, that's how we're doing it. So F tier is like the worst of the worst things. So yeah, so F tier, it's like you got the Holocaust. All right, that's F tier. That's pretty bad. All right, listen. So Holocaust, that's an F tier thing. That is an F tier thing, without a doubt. All right, not without even a shadow of a doubt. All right, now in A tier we have blowjobs. Listen, I don't make the rules. God invented blowjobs. I'm just saying, and they're incredible. S tier is corrupt politician demise. All right, listen, I'm just saying. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Okay? But I'm just saying, like, to put things into perspective here for how awesome this is. All right, that's not gonna be important later. Moving on.
I think it's very important, and that's one of the reasons I got elected. I say we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found...
Judge stands up. I refuse to let you look for corruption, old man. Got him, boys.
Hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption.
It's so wild. Every time you see these protests against Elon and shit, it's like, Elon's unelected. Why are they looking into our money? How dare they audit us? Bros, homies, motherfuckers, get out of here. Get out of here, you morons. How dare you look for corruption, god damn it. It's like, listen, you just hear that shit and you immediately, your brain turns off. It's like, it's so wonderfully stupid. It's completely indefensible. My favorite thing is,
pretty much an admission of guilt. That's why they tell you not to talk. It's pretty much an admission of guilt. That's pretty much why they're telling you not to talk before you go to court. They're all going to go to court. They should all face the penalties of theft from the American people. Well, we should probably crucify a few. My bad. We should probably euthanize a few. I mean, no.
That they will actually defend absolutely indefensible positions. Indefensible positions. Like saying, well, we should not be looking at where the money is going, actually. It's better not to. Like, it's an obviously indefensible position, but you're actually going to have people like that. That's crazy.
And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that.
Yeah, Mr. President, we don't want you to look where the money is going. What? Retard. I think a lot of the protesters don't understand his job. They just hear Elon equals bad. You're wrong. Okay? I don't mean to insult your intelligence, which is obviously very low. Low intelligence, low IQ. The people are protesting against Elon because they don't want to find out. They don't want Elon to find out that they're all fucking corrupt motherfuckers. And they're all going to end up in prison, and they're scared as shit that these people on $100,000 a year salaries are all sitting there with $100 million in the fucking bank. Those people out there, those corrupt bitches, they don't want Elon to find crap. So they're making this complete fake bullshit excuse. Oh, he's unelected. Arrest him. He's in the White House, guys. Yeah, all right, bro. All right, bro. Yeah, all right, dude. Nice.
I want my motherfucking money back. I think every American wants their goddamn money back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right, yeah, all right. Anyway, moving on, because I have an entire video that I'm planning dedicated purely on all that conspiracy shit, which I have a lot of evidence for. So that's going to be fun.
Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation.
Yeah,
it is.
I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and
oh my God, dude.
We'll take some questions. Elon, go.
The crazy thing is, everyone says these are like the two most powerful people in the country or whatever. They're just openly having a conversation with the people. This is incredible.
Go ahead.
Sure. So, the...
oh my God, is that Dark MAGA himself? The god of video games?
At a high level, if you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy.
Bro, the kid is like so cute talking to Trump, and Trump is like,
This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, X, we'd have...
All right, X. The kid's just he's trying to copy his dad. That's adorable. I mean, listen, I don't know. I saw some people saying that he's using a child human shield, and it's like, human shield from what? What are you talking about?
If you it's all right. So, I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, or if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have?
I mean, he's saying like incredibly obvious shit that I think any normal human should agree with. It's like, it's laughable that this actual conversation needs to be entertained. Like, it's laughable. It's like, imagine this. You see a rich person take money from a poor person for taxes, put it in his pocket, and you're like, wait, you're putting that in your pocket? You're not like gonna use that money to help the country? And he says, how dare you ask questions, then kicks you in the balls and tries to arrest you. That's the analogy here.
If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy.
True.
So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives the President, the House, and the Senate decide what happens, as opposed to a large, unelected bureaucracy.
Yeah, everyone goes crazy about Elon Musk. Elon Musk's not elected. He's not elected, guys. He's not elected. You know who else is not elected? All the fucking judges that are trying to shut him down for being unelected. Like, you recognize the stupidity, right? Like, you see the stupidity. You see the stupidity, you see the hypocrisy. None of it makes any sense.
This is not to say that there aren't some good, there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people.
Oh my God.
That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative.
Bro, you know what Trump is thinking right now? You know what's going through Trump's head? He's like, he's just being like, Trump is just thinking about, now who to tariff next? It's gonna be crazy. How do we rename Mars as Planet America? It's gonna be big. He's just thinking of things to name. And this guy's talking about bureaucracies, and Trump is just sizing up X.
And this is not something that people want. And it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix.
He's right.
And we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit, and if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking.
That makes no sense, because there's a pretty huge budget. How is the debt exceeding the budget? Where's the money going? Oh, but you're not allowed to ask that question because Elon Musk is unelected or something, because all these fucking bureaucrats want to just keep getting richer. Dude, it's literally the most obvious shit, like fraud in the world. Like, this might be the biggest financial scandal in world history. Like, world history.
We spend a lot of money on defense, but
what up? Am I? Am I streaming it? Oh, I can turn it off. Yeah.
And if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is, like, it's not optional for us to sit to.
Oh, they're just talking about. They're talking about finding money that's been not accounted for, and it just disappeared out of the American people's pockets. Yeah, so a lot of these bureaucrats and stuff that had been running during Biden's administration had been stealing money, pretty much. They're gonna throw them in jail, in prison. Yeah. Yeah, the politicians that have been fraudulently doing things, and there's judges asking why Elon's looking into this, and basically they're guilty of it. They're admitting guilt by asking why Elon doesn't have any government authority to come through. Yeah, he does, because he's been appointed by the president. He does. Sorry, but and then essentially they're just admitting guilt that they have their hands in the pot. They don't want them to look into it. Why don't they want them to look into it? Probably because they're doing illegal shit. Yeah. Hilarious. We all knew. Where's the money going? Where's the money going? Where is it? We all knew. We were all asking. There's been a conspiracy forever. I don't know how many years this has been going on. I bet you it's been going on for fucking 80 years or longer.
It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
Yeah. And also, could you mention some of the things that...
he's little X over there, he's just using the force. He's trying to take shit down.
Your team has found...
We are going to rename Mars. Orange ball. I named it after my best friend. Sorry, okay. All right.
Found some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million.
Yeah,
right.
Etc.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that you know there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth.
Yes, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, listen, I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, dude, 100%. This person's on a salary of $100K a year. Why are they worth $200 million? Huh? Come on, bro. Come on, dude. And by the way, I am going to probably do a separate video on leftists trying to debunk this, because I feel like this is like so undebunkable, so obviously undebunkable, it's crazy.
While they are in that position, which is, you know, what happened at USAID, we're just curious as to where it came from.
Which is a perfectly reasonable thing to be curious about. For some reason, there was a completely large, massive wing of the government that had no oversight on billions of dollars of spending. Brothers, homies, guys, this is crazy.
Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just, there seems to be mysteriously, they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where do they come
mysterious.
From? And
I like
I think
that.
the reality is that
Maybe
they're
we
wealthy.
should take their investment advice. I don't know how you turn 100,000 a year into 300 million. I think that's a ridiculous number, but whatever. Oh yeah, this one. I think
People
I've
on
seen this
all
one.
of the United Continents of America, welcome to a brand new video. Today, we are here, and so is the Orange Man. The Orange Man actually went nuts. I'm just saying, his conference literally just ended. Just ended, bro. He put tariffs on the entire world. Brothers! Holy schmiblets, guys. This is crazy. And the funniest thing is, people keep asking him questions, and he just smiles at them. He has representatives of every government in his Oval Office asking him questions about different countries, and he's shutting them all down, explaining why he's tariffing everyone. He put tariffs on everyone. A lot of people think there's 50 states in America. They're wrong. There are 195 states of America, and they just don't know it yet, goddammit. So anyway, before the interview actually started, this kind of went viral. This is from right before the interview, while he was still signing his laws, tariffing the entire world. Some reporter asked him a question and immediately got shut down, and it's hilarious.
Well, that's a good one.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please.
Oh, excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet. Ah! And you know that was CNN, by the way. Of course it was CNN. No shit. Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet. And then he proceeds to keep showing around his signature. Dude, this man has the most bronze balls I've ever seen. It's crazy.
Okay.
That's the craziest thing. He shows it around. He shows it around, dude, for another, like, 1 second. 1 second. And then the questions start. But she started talking 1 second too early. Immediately f***ing silenced peasant. Destroyed her. Put her in her place. And kept going. Like, dude has balls. Dude has insane balls. Big balls. Penetrated the government. So anyway, this is the same clip. This just happened an hour ago. As you know, I didn't pre-watch. This literally just happened. I cannot believe he's communicating with the American people so well when I've literally never seen another president actually talk to the American people like this. Like, it's insane. We're taking it almost for granted. But this is like a level of transparency we have never had. Anyway, I'm very excited to see different world governments talk to him, try to suck his fuck, and then he immediately slaps them across the face, reminding them who they are standing before, the Orange God Emperor of America kind. It's gonna be crazy.
Right?
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Bro, it's okay. Like, literally 1 second ago, he got interrupted and he shut her down. Cheers! Cheers! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Oval Office. We're renaming it the Office of Trump. It's gonna be crazy. Where every time someone beefs with me, we will rename another country after America. It's gonna be big. We started with the Gulf of Mexico, but don't think we're gonna end there. The Red Sea, we are going to be renaming the Red Sea the Orange Sea. Biblical. I know, it's beautiful.
Go ahead, please.
Anyone that fucking pisses him off, he just renames their country. What the fuck are they gonna do about it? Google Maps is gonna rechange India to, you know, Trumpia. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do about that? If he could literally do that.
You want to like
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
He shuts down the person that interrupted him before. God damn. You ain't messing with this guy. We are renaming planet Earth to the United Continents of America.
Mr. President, you are meeting Prime Minister Modi of India this afternoon. What kind of trade and tariff relations would you like to have with India, and what's the vision for India? US?
Yeah, India traditionally is the highest, just about the highest tariffed country. They charge more tariffs than any other country.
Oh, shit.
And, I mean, we'll be talking about that. But, again, whatever they charge us, we're charging them. So.
Okay, I love how people are losing their mind over Trump. Dude is literally giving reciprocal tariffs. This is the most obvious thing in the world. Business is supposed to be even on both sides. You know how business is supposed to work? I give you something, you give me something of equal value. That's basic business, basic bartering, and somehow this orange retard, as people call him, is the only president of the United States that realizes that they don't have to actually be the public cum dumpster of the planet. And it's kind of glorious to see. It's kind of awesome.
Works out very well. It's a beautiful, simple system.
It's beautiful. Ah, yes. Is it worse for you than it was before? Well, honestly, fuck you.
And we don't have to worry about, gee, we're charging too much or too little. But traditionally, India is right at the top of the pack, pretty much. There are a couple of smaller countries that are actually more. But India is a they charge tremendous tariffs. I remember when Harley Davidson couldn't sell their motorbikes into India because of...
It's crazy how much he knows about every single company and how they get fucked by different countries around the world, and he's bringing them all up. He is pulling Harley Davidsons out of his ass.
The fact that India, the tax was so high, the tariff was so high, and Harley was forced to build, I guess they built, I don't know, that was a while ago, but I think they built a factory in India in order to avoid paying the tariffs. And that's what people can do with us. They can build a factory here, a plant or whatever it might be here, and that includes the medical, that includes cars, that includes chips and semiconductors.
God
that
damn.
Includes everything.
Dude, this is why it's so nice to have a non-politician in politics. Like, I know this is like like the most nuts take of all time. I think the #1 appeal of Donald J. Trump, Orange Man,
he's a businessman
himself, is the fact that he is not a politician.
Yep.
He's a businessman that got elected to be the president of the United States and the most powerful man in the free world. And it is incredible to actually see that in action.
If you build here, you have no tariffs whatsoever. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think our country is going to be flooded with jobs.
Damn, he cooked that Canadian reporter. That was crazy.
What should consumers expect? Are prices going to go up short-term,
well,
long-term?
Not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily. But I'll tell you what will go up is jobs. The jobs will go up tremendously. We're going to have...
Yeah, obviously. If there's going to be less import, then you're going to need to have people doing that shit in America. Duh! Hello! Obviously, basic economy shit. So yeah, no, it'll definitely help jobs. The thing is, tariffs don't really help the economy at the beginning. It might in the long run, but in the beginning, it definitely won't.
Great jobs for everybody. This is something that should have been done many years ago. China did it. I mean, China did it at a level that probably nobody's ever seen before. If you manufactured a car, you couldn't send it into China. The tariff was so high. So everybody went and they built in China. It was no big secret. So we're going to see, but it's going to mean tremendous amounts of jobs. And ultimately, prices will stay the same, go down. But we're going to have a very dynamic country.
But if prices go up, Mr. President, because of these tariffs, who do you think voters should hold responsible?
Oh, I think what's going to go up is...
Dude, I hate the questions that are primed. They're literally primed to make it like target people to be like, Trump is responsible for everything now.
The jobs are going to go up, and prices could go up somewhat short term, but prices will also go down. And I think the farmers are going to be helped by this very much because product is being dumped into our country, and our farmers are getting hurt very badly by the last administration. The last administration hated our farmers, like at a level that I've never seen before.
Damn.
I think our farmers are going to be helped. Jobs are going to be helped, but our farmers are going to be helped. Our manufacturers are going to be helped. And again,
But unfortunately, the price of everything will go up in the short term. That's just a fact. Hopefully, those prices will end up dropping at some point, or we will be making more income to combat inflation. Honestly, who knows? Hopefully in the long term it'll be better. But the point is, if the reason why you have people importing is because importing is cheaper than actually getting it made in America. So if you're making tariffs to the point that it's not worth importing and you are going to be making it in America, you're going to be paying a higher price. Cost of goods goes up with tariffs in the short term. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. It's good for the country, but it's bad for basically every person trying to purchase things. However, on the flip side, it's really good for jobs, and it also will definitely add stability to the region. Also, and I think this is so important to represent and mention, it makes America actually be able to stand on its own 2 feet, and it makes other countries not be willing to just fuck with America if America can actually completely hold itself up. That's kind of crazy.
Somebody wants to come in, including the car companies, if they want to come in and build car plants, they'll do it without tariffs, and therefore prices won't go up. There could be some short-term disturbance, but long-term, it's gonna make our country a fortune.
So Americans should prepare for some short-term pain.
No, you said that. I didn't say that.
Bro, she keeps putting words in his mouth. Every sentence. Every single sentence she says, she's putting words in his mouth. So you're saying that Americans can expect the price of eggs? Price of eggs. That's literally everything you hear. Fucking screeching banshee creatures. You open a sewer and you see someone down there. It's like, hey, what are you doing down there? The price of eggs. Dog, homie, stop. It's a transgender genocide. Yeah, really? I didn't see any transgender concentration camps, guys. God, stop with this bullshit. Putting words in his mouth. Dude, this is an 80-year-old man, bro. An 80-year-old man, and he is shutting them down. Biden would never, bro.
What if the prices go up?
Well, let's see what happens. Nobody really knows what is going to happen other than we know the jobs are going to be produced at levels that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, reporter, why don't you say that? Why don't you say, oh my God, that's so good that there's going to be new jobs? No, that we're not going to talk about. That's important.
We know that we think interest rates are going to ultimately be coming down because of things that happen, and they go hand in hand with the tariffs. But we think that the prices for some things, many things, it could be all things, will go down. Ultimately, will go down.
Mr. President, can you explain the timeline here, sir? There's a period of time for a review, a report, 180 days. What's the earliest date that you think tariffs will actually be implemented and executed?
Well, I would say, maybe I'll ask Howard to answer that because he's going to be the one that's implementing. What do you think?
Our studies should be all complete by April 1st. So
no! Tariffs go out on April Fool's Day. That's crazy. We are going to be renaming April Fool's Day as April Everyone's a Fool except for America Day. It's going to be big. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be big. It's going to be crazy.
Hand the president the opportunity.
National Tariff Day. We tariff all the fools. We don't call them fools out of an insult. No, we call them fools because they have not yet joined the global states of America. I've heard that there's only 54 states so far.
To start on April 2nd if you want. So I think we'll be ready to go
that's crazy.
On April 1st. And we'll hand it to the president and he'll make his decisions. But remember, if they drop their tariffs, prices for...
Bro, that's crazy that they're waiting for April 1st, right? That's crazy. That's 4/1. That's 9 days after 3/21, which is the modern day 9/11. 3/21 is when the new Snow White movie is coming out.
Americans are coming down. Our production's going up, and our costs are going down. Remember, it's a two-way street. That's why it's called reciprocal.
Have you spoken to any American CEOs directly about this? Are they calling you and asking for
I've spoken to many, and many
I spoke to Elon Musk, you know, the biggest fucking CEO on the planet.
love it. And they say this is going to be the thing that makes our country really prosperous again. And this is going to be what pays down to $36 trillion in debt and all the other things. And this
Bro, $36 trillion in debt, and we're fucking funding Iraqi Sesame Street and Guatemala underwater gay sex or whatever the fuck.
is going to be. This is an amazing day. I think this is going to be a very big day in a very
A very big day, huge day, biggest day maybe ever.
positive way for our country. Yes, please.
Mr. President, you've talked about the VAT and the EU before and your concerns with how the EU treats you. Do you have a number in mind on the European Union?
Bro, dude, did you see that? He modulated the volume with the force. Bro, this is some Palpatine shit. Look at this.
EU before and your concerns with how the EU treats you. Do you have a number in mind on the European Union? Do you have an idea where that number is going to land?
Well, what they are now is they have a 20% VAT tax, which we're considering to be similar or the same as the tariff. Plus, they charge lots of fees, and you know they're doing something else. European Union's been very tough on our companies. They sued Apple, they sued Google,
You know my favorite new lawsuit? Did you see that Mexico is suing Google for changing Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America on Google Maps? Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck you gonna do?
Oh my God.
You got no say so.
You see that shit? That's hilarious.
See who runs the money? Look,
Oh
look who runs the money. The money. Money tax, bruh. I feel like they have a fucking economic anything. It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Oh my God. See, it's so
Country's
funny
in
because
shambles.
Trump could call whatever he wants. Dude, cry about it, bro. Honestly, cry about it. You guys can keep calling it Gulf of Mexico. America has the right to call it Gulf of America. Bro,
Yeah.
Japan is Japan in English, but it's Nippon in Japanese, okay? Argentina is Argentina in English, but it's Argentina in Spanish. Like, guys, stop. You can call anything whatever you want. All right? He's
This
going
is
to
true.
rename Mexico. I'm telling you. It's not even going to be tariffs. He is literally just going to rename Mexico. Poland, Polska. Yeah, exactly. Same shit. He is literally going to rename Mexico, and it's going to be incredible.
It's gonna be hilarious.
He's going to rename it under Trump. We are renaming Mexico America Junior, the gay one. Like,
The
dude,
gay one.
He can do whatever he wants. And then Google's going to listen because it's an executive fucking order from the President of the United States. We are renaming it Texaco. Oh my God.
They sued Facebook. They sued many other companies, and they're American companies, and the kind of numbers are staggering. And the court system over there is not very good to our companies. If you know that Apple had to pay, I think, $16 billion in a penalty, a court case that was really shocking because most people thought they would have won that court case, people that watched it. So they've been very tough. Airlines have called me up and they said, could you help us with Europe because they're charging us so many different fees.
God.
I got a call from the head of American, United, and other airlines saying
Lord.
every time we land a plane, we get just absolutely killed by the European Union.
And how is it that America, you know, one of the most powerful countries in the world, or most powerful, depending on who you want to ask, whatever, we're not getting into that. Bro, dog, homies, how has America been literally spit on? The public urinal of the planet. How is this even possible?
And so they haven't been treated as good. You know, we think the European Union is wonderful. We all love Europe, love the countries in Europe. But European Union has been absolutely brutal on trade. Canada's been very bad to us on trade, but now Canada's going to have to start paying up. And Canada's been tough on the military because they have a very low military cost.
Yeah, their military is 4 guys named Pierre on horseback with muskets. That's not exactly a military.
They think we're going to
You're gonna have people, if Canada ever gets invaded by like Russia or some shit, you'll have people riding mooses with slingshots. It's not exactly, you know, a world superpower.
Protect them with our military, which is unfair. So Canada is going to be a very interesting situation because, you know, we just don't need their product. And yet they survive off the fact that we do 95% of what they do. And Canada is just absolutely, I say it, and sometimes people smile and sometimes they say great idea, but Canada, their taxes would come down greatly, their security would go up.
Bro, he's still going on the 51st state shit. This is insane. Bro, still going. Stop insulting Canada. Listen, I'm Canadian. I have the right to insult Canada, okay? This is literally my God-given right as a Canadian to insult Canada. All right, bro? Chill out, homies. Chill out. Canadian warfare is a snowball fight.
Up greatly. Amazing.
People on hockey sticks, literally picking up hockey sticks and entering battle. Like, guys, I'll be real here. This is stupid. And I'll also be real here. America doesn't owe jack shit to anyone. But why is America making beef with his allies? America's allies are... Guys, I'll just be real. Canada's America's ally. Why is Canada taking advantage of America?
Things happen to Canada, and really Canada in this particular, why would we pay $200 billion a year in subsidies to Canada?
Is it true that Canada's really nice? Yeah, Canada is really nice. The people there are really nice, actually.
Well,
some of them. I'm not going to get involved.
They're not a state. You do that for a state, but you don't do that for somebody else's country. So I think Canada is going to...
He's right. Oh, but they're allies. Oh, but he's right. Why? It's not America's duty to be the public toilet bowl of every ally in the world. It's a give and it's a take. It literally is. It literally is. Like, I don't know why this is like such a novel concept. Oh, but things have been working. Things have been working. Tell that to the homeless people, that things have been working. Okay, tell it to the broke people that things have been working. All right? Like, dude, America needs to worry about America. Every deal it makes needs to be a net positive for both countries that are making the deal, or else, honestly, it's not worth it for that country. America's responsibility is America. It's obvious. It literally is.
Going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state.
I can't believe he's so serious about it. It's insane. Holy shit.
Take it.
Like, it sounds like common sense, but people get so offended when I talk about this. Like, even though I think it's like a perfectly rational thing to say, people get so offended when I say that America doesn't owe jack shit to anyone. They literally don't.
Yeah.
They don't. It's crazy. When it comes to like funding Ukraine, for example, or Israel, the enemies of Ukraine and the enemies of Israel are also potential enemies of America. The people that all have on their flags death to Israel, right under that, it says death to America. All right? Like, so funding people, or Russia, once they invade, let's say they conquer Ukraine, what do you think is next? You think they're going to stop there and be satisfied? Like, let's be real for a second. Like, there is a reason why different funding needs to go to different places. Canada is very, very much just kind of coasting and really doesn't seem to provide any actual benefit to America right now, aside from certain resources which, you know, Trump claims they can get in America themselves. So I think it makes perfect sense for Canada to want to focus on actually building Canada up first, because Canada is a great place, honestly. It really is a really great place. And America is also a great place. And I feel like neither of them are actually at their fullest potential.
With Canada, there was obviously a delay in implementing those tariffs.
I spoke to Governor Trudeau on...
Bro, Dude, he still calls him Governor
Trudeau.
Fuck, dude, that's crazy. Holy shit, the disrespect. She has no respect for him. And honestly, he shouldn't. Trudeau's like an absolute pussy.
Numerous occasions, and we'll see what happens.
They're laughing in the Oval Office at Governor Trudeau. I've never heard this. This is crazy.
But it just sets up so good for them. Look, the people would pay much less tax than they're paying right now. They'd have perfect military.
Yeah, but they'd have to pay for fucking medical care and, you know. Remember Luigi?
Protection. They don't have any military protection because they
were allowed
and you take a look at what's going on out there. You have Russian ships, you have China ships, you have Chinese ships, you have
China ships.
A lot of ships out there, and you know, people are in danger. This is a different world.
Bro, I pay 50% taxes. I pay 50% fucking taxes in Canada. Not for long. Not for long, motherfuckers. I ain't gonna be in Canada much longer. Anyway, yeah.
Today, it's a different world. They need our protection, yes.
You mentioned Elon Musk and the efforts that he's undertaking with your authority. You granted him new authority this week.
Dude, he's talking about tariffs to other countries. They find a way to squeeze in Elon Musk because they can only fucking talk about that one thing. But Elon Musk!
Will he secure any new government contracts while he is working on Doge?
No, not if there's a conflict. If there's no conflict, I guess what difference does it make? But we
I
won't
think
let
I've had
him
enough
do
tonight.
anything having to do with it.